Good morning and welcome to the weather now. Just a few seconds past 11:04, and we are tracking temperatures today. That is the big weather story locally, at least. Coastal Empire, Low Country, going to be a warm one, but I'm going to ask you to kind of take note here the temperature trend across the Coastal Empire and the Low Country. Notice how we are warmest there, I-95, the corridor there heading towards the beaches, temperatures in the mid-80s, Hilton Head, Beaufort, Savannah, Hunter, even the south side, Tybee as well, Hinesville, Jessup, Waycross over to Douglas, Brunswick, St. Simons, Darien, Sapelo Island, this kind of, southern area and eastern area, the I-95, Highway 84 corridors, both of those spots in the 80s and probably going to continue warming here, upper 80s to near 90 in a couple of locations where you see the orange now. These spots will be the warmest later today, but also notice we're trending a little bit cooler. 77 Swainsboro, 77 Vidalia, 81 Baxley, 78 Hazelhurst, 80 Statesboro, Metter Millen, also upper 70s to near 80, Sylvania 81, and Hampton County in the upper 70s to near 80. Cooler air is already starting to work into some of these communities. So if you watched high temperatures, the forecast this morning, the news at daybreak, you may have noticed it was going to be a little bit cooler further inland you went and a little bit warmer there south and southeast. And so far that's been the case, but I may actually have to lower some of the high temperatures if you catch the forecast coming up on the news at noon in places like Swainsboro, Manuel County, Toombs, Tattnall counties, Montgomery County, Candler-Jenkins County, Scriven County, Allendale, Hampton counties. These areas, if you're watching right now from those spots, a little bit cooler than it was yesterday and cooler than it is going to be to your south and to your southeast. Hey there, Benny. Hey, Caroline. Lydia, thanks for watching. Waving back at you. Angie, Marilyn, Ann, Angela, Susie, Karina. Thank you all for watching. So that's what I'm watching today. It's kind of a tricky temperature forecast because, it's not a very fine cold front here. It's a gradual process, but we do have some of these changes already ongoing. Winds not out of the south and the southeast today. More of a westerly and a northwesterly flow here, especially inland Hazelhurst, Vidalia, Swainsboro, Statesboro, Sylvania. So some drier air and, a little bit cooler there off to the north and west of the Savannah Metro this afternoon. Now going into the later afternoon, the evening, some of that cooler air will make a more southeastward push, and so your evening forecast coming up today a little bit better. But really, I'm just going to draw the line and say tomorrow morning is where we are all going to feel the breezy winds, the cooler temperatures, the much lower humidity, and feeling all that wonderful sunshine, seeing all the sunshine there tomorrow morning. So hour by hour, we're going to take a look at the rain forecast first and then the wind forecast through the day and into this evening. So kicking off now, we're dry locally, couple of showers, middle Georgia, Midlands of South Carolina, North Georgia, the Atlanta metro as they're closer kind of to a fetch of moisture moving in from the Gulf and the Pacific. Going through 2:33, keeping the forecast mostly dry, maybe an isolated shower, but even kind of hard-pressed to find much, if any, cloud cover out there today. We will call it partly cloudy. I think eventually we see some clouds bubbling up heading into the afternoon hours, and the chance of an isolated downpour greatest, but still isolated, still fairly slight, south of the Altamaha River, the I-95 corridor, and that'll be late afternoon, early evening, and then we're going to dry it on out overnight tonight. So by midnight, more of a northerly flow. And now I'm going to switch over to the wind forecast, and that's where we're going to notice the difference in here. Hey there, Isaac Lakeisha Cooper. Thank you for watching, Sheila. No problem at all. Happy to give you the update. Ty Orr in Varnville, South Carolina. Thank you for watching. Joyce waving back at you. Sharifa watching in Coffee Bluff. Thank you for your viewership. Appreciate that. Hello, Kathy, Tammy. Norma. Hey there, Karen, Benny, and Caroline. Again, thank you all for watching. Tanya is watching and wishing you a great day as well. My morning's been great. I'm wishing you the same. I hope your day's been productive and smooth and pleasant. Whatever you needed today to be, I hope it has been just that for you. All right, let's talk about the wind forecast going forward here. We just took a look at the rain chance today. Low, bottom of the barrel, it's slight. We're not going to see much rain today, but an isolated shower, thunder shower, certainly possible later today as we go through the day and on into the early evening hours. But the bigger difference is going to be with the wind. Notice how we do have a northwesterly flow today. Temperatures just a little bit cooler than yesterday, not by much, but a couple of degrees. More noticeable the further away from the coast, the further north and northwest you go. Maybe 5-6 degrees cooler today versus yesterday up there. Maybe a little more even in Swainsboro, but about the same here, I-95, the coast, and areas south of the Altamaha River, especially if you're watching from Jessup, Waycross, and points towards the coast from there. But the bigger difference will be wind. Again, direction and wind speed. The speed comes into play overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. A stronger northerly and northeasterly flow. Overnight tonight, by tomorrow morning, 5 o'clock, northeasterly breeze is sustained 10 to 15. We're gusting, 20 or so by that point, and going to increase it even further going into the daytime hours tomorrow. Here we are at noon. Lunchtime, probably a small craft advisory, not the best day to go fishing. Sustained winds 20 plus offshore, even higher gusts. Swells kicking up with that northeasterly flow, and a pretty decent rip current risk probably setting up tomorrow as well. Look at that, sustained 20-mile-per-hour winds, 12:30 tomorrow, St. Simons. Hilton Head, Tybee, Sapelo, all the islands going to be pretty windy tomorrow. And inland breezy as well, sustained 10 to 20, gusts 20, maybe a few gusts up around 30 miles per hour by noon tomorrow. That is with chilly temperatures, or let's say cool temperatures, in the 60s to near 70 by that point. And the breeze will be blowing, low humidity. It's going to be a gorgeous fall day. And going into the afternoon, we really don't cut back the wind speeds until 6-7 o'clock as the sun angle gets lower. Still though, 7:45, 8, sustained winds 5 to 10, a little bit of a breeze. You're going to feel that with temperatures cooling back into the 60s, and then we really calm down the wind speeds, at least compared to what they were in the afternoon overnight. More of the 5 to 10 range, becoming even more common, but still breezy overnight on your Thursday night into Friday morning. So it's going to be cool Friday morning. It'll be in the 50s with that breeze. And tomorrow morning, it'll be in the 60s with a pretty decent breeze. So definitely big changes coming up in the forecast. Hey, Leon. Hey, Sheila. Thank you for watching. Hi, Karen, Patty. The cooler weather will be nice on your daily walk. Thank you, Patty, for contributing to this weather conversation. I'm glad you like the weather that's coming up. Philip, good morning to you. Michelle, hello. Hey there, Vivian. Michelle is watching in Baxley. Thank you, Appleton County, for tuning in. Tammy, do we think we'll have another warm spell before fall is here to stay? Tammy, fall is, it seems like it's never here to stay. I mean, we can have 80s in the winter, so it's not going to be cool every single day. I mean, that's just never going to be the case. In fact, we're back in the 80s there briefly Saturday before we cool back Sunday and Monday. I'll show you the extended forecast here in a moment, but, I'm not going to say fall is ever really here to stay without at least a couple warm-ups in there. Even in the wintertime, we're prone to get those warm-ups as well. So, Tammy, not completely constant, but I think we're done with the 90s, at least widespread 90s here on out, but we'll see exactly how that goes. Karen says, cold up here in New York, wine country, skiing soon in Bristol Mountain, New York. We will be getting our first snow and frost tonight. Thanks for the report up north. Of course, you're going to send a little taste of that chill, a little bit down our way. And let's talk about high temperatures, because we will warm up a little bit Saturday, and we're going to increase the rain chance before our next cold front moves in. Of course, today, right now, going 89, and we're not too far from that in Savannah, but a little bit cooler than that. Swainsboro, Metter, Millen, Sylvania, maybe the Allendale area in South Carolina, the far northern northwestern counties that watch WTOC, a little bit cooler than this, maybe mid-80s. And tomorrow, low to mid-70s. It's going to be a struggle to even get there. Morning temperatures in the 60s. We're going to struggle to get into the 70s, a very gradual warm-up. And we're going to wake up to 50s Friday morning, 70s Friday afternoon. Waking up to 60s to near 70, though, Saturday morning with more of an onshore flow, more humidity in the forecast, and high temps in the mid to upper 80s. And then behind that front, we're really going to cool down here, 70 or so Sunday, 73 Monday, 74 Tuesday. This is the more significant cool push. In fact, some data suggests upper 60s, certainly a good possibility, either Sunday afternoon, maybe lingering into Monday afternoon, and possibly, as I pull out your 7-day forecast now, we could wake up, in fact, it's pretty likely at this point, at least some of us going to wake up to 40s on our Monday morning. Tammy, again, you're welcome. 90s, I think what you're responding to, Tammy, for those maybe just joining in, wondering how the conversation's going, the fact that I said earlier, 90s, looking less likely. We may have seen our last round of widespread 90s, or feeling that today. But we're going to be much cooler here on our Friday morning. I'm going to be in Pooler. That's what that means. There at the Front Porch Coffee House, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., collecting money and just saying hey with the Storm Chaser for my Susan G. Komen Bigwig campaign. That is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. West Collins, Highway 80 eastbound there, right across from City Hall in Pooler. And that's going to be the day that we briefly warm back up. The scattered shower, maybe a thunder shower, maybe, or two in the forecast. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, there's a cool down, and there are the 40s on your Monday morning with a breeze, at least a light one out there, to kind of add to the cool factor. Mike says, any frost chances Monday a.m.? No, we're not there yet, Mike. Nowhere near there yet. Temperatures in the 40s. Even all the way up in Swainsboro, you know, the typical cold spots, maybe lower 40s. But the frost risk is very, very, well removed from our area. But it will be, temperature-wise, kind of a shock to the system, going from 91 yesterday, not too far from it today, back to lows in the upper 40s and highs upper 60s to near 70s Sunday into Monday. Karen's loving the 40s. I'm about ready for it. I'm ready for the breeze, the sunshine, the chilly air. And we will have another cold front Wednesday into Thursday that's going to bring maybe some stormier weather into the forecast as far as rain chances are concerned, and then another round of some chilly temperatures. In fact, I can show you the extended forecast on the WTOC weather app. I'm going to pull that up here now, kind of just using the stand. That's what this is, in case you're wondering. Pulling up the WTOC weather app now, and as we load it up, a couple of things that you'll probably be watching pretty intently here for the next couple days. Not only the videos we send out to the WTOC weather app, which we just had one expire. I'm going to record a new one, put it in the app right after the new newscast for you. But also, it's still loading up here, but it'll scroll down here in a moment. And we're going to be watching the extended forecast even beyond the 7-day outlook. Remember, 10-day forecast. Not only the occasional, tease ahead or what we're watching on social media. Of course, you can always get that as well. But in the WTOC weather app, just taking a hot minute to load up here, so just bear with us. The 10-day forecast available as well. In fact, I may have to exit out. I'm going to bring up the application. We all go through this. It's a great product, but it's relying on the internet service wherever you may be. So that's why it's just taking a minute to load there. So while that's loading up, I'm going to go ahead and show you on a map where we are watching for kind of our weather makers to approach from, the direction that they're moving in from. And that's going to be the north and west here for the next few days. Of course, Texas has been getting soaked. And we actually have some video, unfortunately, flooding, a pretty significant problem out there from CBS in Austin. And we have high water being reported. And look at this. This is the Llano River near Kingsland, Texas. And that's a pretty significant bridge. Again, I believe it's maybe a farmed or market road, I think FM 2900. And it was the Llano River, that bridge, 2900 going over the Llano River. We showed you that video yesterday as far as the flooding, and shortly after we ended our digital weather now at 11 a.m., within a couple hours of that time frame, the bridge was completely washed away, homes being washed away, at least portions of property, boats, and things that coming unsecured and just moving down the river, and eventually some of this, along with the Colorado River, dumping into Lake Travis. You may have heard of that, also setting record highs or getting close there, one of the highest levels we've seen, top 5 or 6, I believe, and causing flooding there at Lake Travis, then going into Austin proper. All right, let's bring up the weather app now. Appears to be behaving, and we're going to scroll down, talked about the videos. Here's the 10-day forecast, though. Notice how we start to warm back up next Tuesday, Wednesday. We get that storm chance Wednesday, Thursday, maybe into early Friday. I should say storminess, more showers, but depending on the fine details in the extended forecast, we may introduce that thunderstorm chance Wednesday, Thursday, and then we cool back down again. Lows in the 50s, never really warm back up that much all the way through next Thursday, Friday. And that's going to lead us into Halloween, and we may have another cool front in the forecast by Halloween. I'm going to be talking about that coming up on a social media video. Going to record it right here. Again, when I record the app video coming up here right after the new newscast, and I will put that on social media in a new updated video talking about today's forecast in the weather app for you. Again, be on the lookout for that just after the noon newscast, which you can also catch in the WTOC weather app. Time now 11:18. I'm in for Chief Meteorologist Dave Turley. Today, the news at noon. I'll have the forecast for you coming up here in about 40 minutes. Go out and have a great afternoon.